Walking?
Wherever.
Just enjoy every second of getting the heck out of Ludlow!
The hell is that? First place I learned about death was a Pet Sematary. The secret place. Generation to generation, dead things buried in that land would come back. There's something else.
Can you hear them? Voices.
I think something's wrong with Timmy.
He needs time to adjust.
The people built the Pet Sematary to protect them from evil. That's not Timmy. Something's talking through him.
Hell, what have you done?
We have to find Timmy. Now stop this.
I held him the day he came into this world, and I'm gonna hold him the day he goes out.
Believe me when I say sometimes dead is better.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Pet Sematary Bloodlines, streaming right now on Paramount Plus. Go check it out, just like I did. I had so much fun over the weekend watching it. And now, as you see on the screen, I'm delighted, excited to have the director, writer, Lindsey Anderson Beer joining me. It's your boy QP. This is Nerds World World. Lindsey, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for watching the movie. Thank you for being part of the crowd that's been making it stream #1 over the weekend. So
hey, #1. I love it. I love it. Yes, Lindsey. So much fun that I want more. Like I need more of this. And with it being on Paramount Plus, I'm hoping maybe we can get a series, because there's just some richness that you brought to it that I want to just dive into. I know you're a fan of Stephen King. I read a little background of you getting involved with the project and kind of fleshing it out, because in this prequel of Bloodlines, we're diving more into the origins of Ludlow. And I know that was like a rich platform for you that made you want to dive in. If you can expand upon that, you know, when they reached out to you to give it some more depth and beauty that you did. Tell me why that was just so much fun for you.
Oh, thanks for all the kind words. Yeah, I mean, when this project came to me, it was an immediate yes for me, because I loved the book so much as a kid, and so I just immediately dived in once I got to the job to rereading the novel and really pulling on any thread I could find of, oh, it says this about the evil, it says this about the land, it says this about Timmy Baderman. Things like the fact that it says at the end of the novel that Jud is the guardian of the woods, or that it suggests that Timmy Baderman is the reason that the evil is even targeting Jud at an older age and kind of has followed him his whole life. And there are all these kind of pieces in the mythology that haven't been explored in films before. And I completely agree with you, by the way. I think there's even more to explore. And if somebody wanted to take this and do a series, I think they absolutely could.
I need that in my life, Lindsey. I need it. First up, shout out to Jeff Bueller, who you worked with on the writing tours on this. One of the things I read as well was that you kind of, when you were kind of giving your vision for this, is you said "Stand by Me," and that is a classic for me. I'm an '80s baby, so I see that mix in this, and that's why I want to see an expanded series, because I think there's so much to dive into with these characters before one of the characters goes off to war and all of that. I think that would be so dope. Can you tell me about kind of those twists and maybe those additions that you did with Jeff into the script?
Yeah, Jeff and I worked on the project at 2 different times. So he had written the initial drafts. He also worked on the 2019 film. So he's a big lover of Pet Sematary and has given a lot to the franchise. And then when they were looking for a director, and they submitted it to me, and I became the kind of official rewriter director. So we never worked on it simultaneously. But one of the things that I talked about in my pitch when I came on to direct was how I wanted to infuse this element of central relationships of these kids. And one of the things in my head was, what if the Stand By Me kids were a little more grown up and were at that place in their life where they were close when they were younger, but now certain things, like for instance, the draft has separated them, and just exploring those bonds of friendship at a slightly different time in life.
I love it. All right. Again, everybody, it's streaming right now. If you want to pause this interview, go check it out. It's on Paramount Plus. So good. Another thing that grabs me, Lindsey, right away was that you dived more into, again, this gives us it's a prequel. We got the origins of Ludlow, but like the Native American aspect of it, which was super dope. And I know a key element that you wanted to bring to the table in regards to kind of maybe, love to Stephen King, which you did definitely showed love to Stephen, but you just added to me a richer element to that as well. And we're coming off Indigenous Peoples Day right now, so even more made it awesome for me. If you can talk and expand upon that.
Absolutely. That was one of the things that I said when I first had my first meetings. I said, if I'm going to do this, we need to treat the relationship to the Indigenous element very differently, and suggest that the stories we've been told are either outright cover-ups or superstitions, but that's not the real story here. This is an evil that's existed since the beginning of time. And to be able to rewrite that mythology then, of course, takes strong point of view characters who are Indigenous, who can actually be part of the Pet Sematary world, because Pet Sematary obviously has kind of used the notion of the mystical Indigenous without actually having Indigenous characters. So I consulted with Indigenous groups, and I also had Isabella and Forrest, the 2 amazing actors who play Manny and Donna, consult a lot on their own characters too. And that was a really important thing, and one of the things that I enjoyed most about writing the script.
I love it. Oh, I just love that you respected that as a person of color, and seeing that highlighted and just how that was all incorporated is just beautiful. It was just on the tip of my tongue. This is your first time directing. You've been writing, producing for a while. Shout out to Lab Brew, your collaboration, your first look,
thank you.
studio. I think that's so awesome. What did you learn as a fellow director or filmmaker? We learn from every project we do. Your first time out the gate, and I think you hit it out the ballpark, Lindsey. But what was that like? And then getting this cast together to put together this project.
Oh, it was amazing. I came out here wanting to write and direct, and it took, some years of building up the goodwill and the good relationships to earn that trust to finally take the reins. And it felt like I was finally not having to hold back and step on a director's toes, and just be able to do everything from beginning to end. I can't even begin to say the things that I've learned. You always, with every project, you learn so much. And I think that had I known just how intense our days were, I probably would have cut out an action sequence or 2.
I feel that.
But at the end of the day, we pulled it all off, and I'm so proud of the film.
You should be proud. Did everything make the cut? Because everything changes in post. I don't know.
Oh no, there's a lot. I mean, the first editor's assembly was 3.5 hours long. It was a lot of just making sure, because Pet Sematary is just such a fine balance between character drama and horror, in the book and every movie or incarnation. So it was just about finding that balance of, okay, how much do we really need of the more character drama driven scenes to really understand what these characters are going through, understand their relationships, and make sure it doesn't come at the expense of the tension and the dread and the unease. And at the same time, make sure that it's not just so much just horror, that it comes at the expense of the character. So I'm really happy with the balance that we ended up with.
Awesome. I have to ask, as one of my final questions is, as a writer, director, like yourself, there's a certain sequence, in the story when you finally get to, in production. Did you have a favorite piece that came to life that, for you, first time director, and then seeing your scripts come to life, that, can wow the fans, or just for fans that are watching it or have watched it already?
There are two favorite sequences. One is when a character is being chased through a sunflower field, and that's one of my favorite sequences because I had to fight so darn hard to be able to film in that sunflower field. There, everybody in the crew, there were a million reasons why, for production reasons, it was incredibly difficult to shoot in that field, including the fact that, like, if we had been shooting 2 days earlier or later, there wouldn't have been sunflowers in that field. So the fact that, it all worked out, and that I love that scene, you always, I think, appreciate the things you had to fight hardest for to keep. And then I love the scene with Manny and Donna at the party, and them sitting kind of discussing their parents and their relationship and Manny's ambitions to get out of town, that then becomes something very sinister and creepy when Timmy shows up, just because I feel like it captures the essence of Pet Sematary, where it is character drama that then devolves into horror.
I love it. Well, Lindsey, it is a pleasure to speak with you. Shout out to you for hitting a home run for your first up at bat directing on Pet Sematary Bloodlines. And I can't wait to see your future slate of projects. I was looking at your upcoming projects, and I hope I can chat with you when they come along, because
Absolutely.
You got some cool stuff happening.
Let's do it. The nerds, we got to stick together.
We do. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah. Pet Sematary Bloodlines is streaming right now on Paramount Plus. Shout out to Lindsey Anderson Beer, amazing director. A lot of stuff coming your way. You're going to be really excited, y'all, like I am. This is Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.
Thank you. Bye.
Excellent. I'm ready. Awesome. Thank you, Kylie. Hello, Lindsey. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. I love the name. Nerds rule the world. Yes, they do.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, we do. All right, I'm going to count us in to help me with my edit, because I'm going to insert the trailer right before our discussion. Okay. All right, here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.